Good morning. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Total Body Strength. Jazzy here, health fitness specialist with Exos at Autodesk. And we're going to have a nice, fun workout today. So, we're going to be doing a nice circuit. We're going to do 3 rounds of the circuit. And the first 4 movements here, what we're going to do is we're going to do 30 seconds of the first exercise, 30 seconds of the second exercise for the first 4. And then the final 2, we're going to do 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of transition time for those last 2. So then we'll repeat that through 3 times. So I'll go ahead and start showing y'all what is going to be coming up in the workout here. We do need just 1 set of dumbbells. I do recommend doing a little bit of heavier ones today because we aren't going to be working for very long. So we only have 30 seconds of that work time. So definitely pick up a heavier set of dumbbells than you normally would grab. And then if you need that medium to lighter pair as well as we get to the end, you can always grab that. But let's try and do heavier today because we have shorter time frames here. We're going to go ahead and get started off. Again, we are doing obviously total body. So we're going to start off with our upper body here today. So grabbing our dumbbells for the first 2 movements here, we're going to do some overhead presses. So what we're going to do first is we're going to do 30 seconds, just regular overhead presses. So those elbows are going to be slightly in, dumbbells at the shoulders, and pressing all the way up overhead and back down. So that's the first movement here. So 30 seconds of that. And the second 30 seconds, we're going to start with our dumbbells up high, and then we're going to alternate coming down and back up, and then down, back up. So that is the second movement. So we got 30 seconds of pressing regularly, and then 30 seconds of the alternating presses there. So that's our first set of movements here. And then we're gonna move to the lower body, and we're gonna do alternating reverse lunges first. So stepping back and letting that knee track past the second toe, pushing off the ground, coming back up. So we're going to do reverse lunges there, and then we're going to do curtsy lunges. So 30 seconds of reverse lunges and 30 seconds of curtsy lunges. So stepping back and behind, coming down, keeping those hips forward, knee tracking past our second toe, feeling that in the glutes. So those are our second 2 movements. And then for the third one here, what we're going to do is we're going to do a 1-arm row. So if you want to, you can always lean up against something if you have it. So if you have like a chair, a couch, a stool or something, you can always plant that hand here. And then we're gonna have a split stance. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull that elbow towards our butt and back down. So keeping our palm facing our other hand, pulling straight up. So we're gonna do all on one side and then switching over to the other side. So same thing, a nice split stance. So I'm using my left arm, my right leg is in front. So that's what we're gonna do there. So we're gonna do 30 seconds of one arm, 30 seconds on the other arm. And then the final movement here that we're going to do the 30-30 for is going to be a kickstand RDL. So we've done these before. So we're going to put all of our weight in one foot. So all the weight is in my right foot. My left foot is kind of just out to the side. I'm on the toe, but all the weight is in that front leg. So all the weight's in my right foot. We're bending back, pushing those hips back, squeezing the glutes, coming back up. So from this angle here, bending forward, coming back up, all that weight is in my right leg, not in the left leg. So whatever leg is out to the side, it's just kind of chilling there. So bending forward, squeezing glutes, standing back up. So we're gonna do 30 seconds on one leg, 30 seconds on the other leg. And then we're gonna go ahead and get on the ground for some core work here. So move my camera down a little bit. I got a new setup here, so trying to find the best place to show y'all all these movements. So we're gonna do full sit-ups. That's the first thing we're gonna do. So if you wanna keep your dumbbells in your hand, feel free. I definitely always recommend to challenge yourselves. So if we're doing a full sit-up here with the dumbbells, we're starting with the dumbbells directly above our shoulders, and then we're gonna come up, bring them overhead and back down. Exhaling, coming up and back down. And you can always just do that without the dumbbells. So hands here, up and back down. So that is the full setups. And for these 2, we are doing 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of transition time. And then finally, the last thing we're going to do are dead bugs with our core assist. So dumbbells straight up above our shoulders, knees above the hips, extend, exhale, come back, extend, exhale, come back. So that is going to be the full workout for today. So we can go ahead and get started with our warm up here. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off on our hands and our knees And let's go ahead and stick that leg out to the side like a kickstand. Heel back to a little toe. We're gonna do some quadruped rocking here. So my right leg is all the way out to the side. We're gonna get those hips nice and opened up. Exhaling as we come up, squeezing the glutes, keeping our back flat and our core tight the whole time. And let's go ahead and do one more wherever we're at here. Great job, y'all. Let's go ahead and switch over to the other foot. So now my left leg is straight out the side like a kickstand, rocking back, squeezing, and coming back up. You can stay down at the bottom for as long or as little as you need. Just want to make sure we're opening up those hips. We're feeling everything in the inner thigh, getting ready for our lower body stuff we got today. Let's go ahead and do one more wherever we're at. Awesome, great job, everyone. All right, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and go onto our hands and our toes into a nice plank position here. And from here, we're gonna go ahead and push our hips up towards the ceiling for some down dog here. You can plant those heels into the ground if you want to get a little calf stretch. You can really push that head in between our arms to get a good back stretch. And we're going to go ahead and roll forward into some cobra or upward facing dog, opening up that chest. Big inhale, pushing those hips back up into down dog. We're going to do that one more time. So really getting a nice stretch through the shoulders, through the back. And we're gonna exhale, rolling forward, getting that nice chest opening stretch at the bottom here. And we can return to plank, bring those knees to the ground. We can go ahead and get started. So like I said, the first 4 movements here, we're doing 30 seconds of the first exercise, 30 seconds of the second. And then once we get to the last 2, we're gonna do 45-10, so that way we can just do the full sit-ups there, and then the dead bugs, and we're going through that 3 times. So we're starting with our overhead presses, getting ready here, getting the timer going in 3, 2, 1, and go. So we got both our dumbbells here at our shoulders, pressing directly overhead, coming back down, keeping that core tight, our back flat. Exhaling as we're coming up. We're not here for speed, so we can really take it nice, slow, and controlled. Want to control on the down portion of this movement here. Okay, we're going to go into alternating here in 3, 2, 1. So holding those dumbbells nice and high, alternating, lowering one at a time. So if whatever arm you're not pushing with is going to stay up overhead. Keeping that core nice and tight. Exhaling as we come up, keeping those wrists nice and straight. Almost there. We got reverse lunges next. 3, 2, 1. Okay, reverse lunges. So we're stepping back, alternating here, keeping that knee right over the second toe. Keep putting all the pressure in our front leg. We should not be pushing off the back leg. We want to feel this in the glutes of the front leg. Being mindful of our movement, practicing intent. Going to curtsy lunges here in 3, 2, 1. So stepping back in diagonal now. Same premise, knee over the second toe. Keeping those hips square with the camera. Great job, everyone. Keep pushing. Again, not going for speed. We're going for quality here, especially if we're grabbing a heavier dumbbells like we should be. All right, run on rows in 3, 2, 1. So again, if you have something to place your hand on with that split stance, pulling the elbow straight towards our butt, squeezing through the armpit, making sure we're not over rotating. So over here so I can see it. If you don't have something to grab onto, you can just do regular bent over rows, one arm at a time. 3, 2, 1. Other arm here. So same thing, switching up your legs, keeping those hips square, keeping our elbows, our shoulders facing down. We want to make sure, again, we're not over rotating, not opening up with our shoulder. We're keeping our shoulders facing down. We got kickstand RDLs after that. Coming up here in 3, 2, 1. So all the weight is in one leg here. So I'm in my right leg, pushing those hips back, squeeze the glutes, coming up. As soon as our hips stop moving back, the movement is over. So as you can see, I'm stopping right about here because my hips are done moving back towards that wall behind me. Really, all of that weight is in the working leg here. We're switching legs in 3, 2, 1. So other leg now. I'll switch for you guys. So we're pushing those hips back. Core is tight. Our low back and our upper back is flat. So our shoulder blades are pulled together, but our arms are nice and loose. We should be able to move those arms. We're almost there. Keep pushing. Laying on the ground for full sit-ups in 3, 2, 1. So again, you can use the dumbbells if you would like. Straight overhead, back down. Exhaling as we come up to help us engage the core. Try to not use momentum. We're moving nice and controlled throughout the whole movement. We are doing 45 seconds of work here. 15 seconds of rest or transition time. Keep pushing, we're almost there. Nice job, ladies, keep pushing. 3, 2, 1. All right, next up we have Deadbugs with the core assist. So we're gonna have those dumbbells in our hands above our shoulders, extending one leg at a time. We want to be nice, slow, and controlled. 3, 2, 1. So opposite, oops, we're not doing opposite arm, opposite leg. We're just extending one leg at a time, nice and slow. Keep that belly button pressing into the ground the whole time. If you need to slow it down to make sure you're really using your core, always recommend doing that. I do always talk about moving with intent. So we want to really focus on keeping that belly button tucked as we're pulling that leg in. Great job, ladies. Keep pushing. We're almost there. 3, 2, 1. All right, we got 15 seconds and we're starting at the top with our overhead presses. We got 2 rounds to go, and then we can cool down and get on with the rest of our wonderful Thursday here. All right, we're going overhead presses. All right, I was talking, not paying attention to the timer. Shocker. We're going here. We got 30 seconds of just regular overhead presses, and then we're going to transition into our alternating overhead presses. Keeping that core tight, back flat. 3, 2, 1. Leave those dumbbells up, alternate, lowering them and pushing it back up. So usually when we do these, we are alternating from the bottom. This time our other arm is staying nice and straight as we push with the other arm. Awesome. We got reverse lunges coming up next. 3, 2, 1. Okay, alternating here, stepping back. We want nice small steps, making sure our foot is not directly, the foot that is going back is not directly behind our front foot. So if you can see, there is some separation between my legs. I'm not walking on a tightrope. We want to have nice balance and stability. Curtsy lunges coming up in 3, 2, 1. So now we're stepping back in diagonal, knees still tracking past our second toe. All the weight is in the front foot. Awesome job, ladies. After this, we have our one arm rows. Getting a nice push and pull workout today. All right, switching over in 3, 2, 1. So onto your couch or chair, whatever you have to hold on to. We have if you're using your right leg, your left leg is out in front. We're squeezing through the armpit, pulling our hand towards the butt, really engaging our lats. It's going to help us have nice, strong lats, helping us to have good posture. 3, 2, 1. Switching arms. So I have the dumbbell in my left arm. Left leg, right leg is out in front. Pulling that dumbbell up, squeezing through the armpits. Shoulders are facing down. You want to have a nice tucked chin as well, like we're holding a tennis ball under our chin. That's how we want to be in all movements here. 3, 2, 1. We got RDL, so putting all that weight in one leg, other leg out to the side like a kickstand. Figuring out that foot placement is going to be up to you. We are all different. So if you feel like you need your back leg out more in order to do it correctly, do that. I like mine in line with the arch of my working foot here. But again, everyone feels it differently. It's going to feel different for everyone. So figure out that foot placement, find what works best for you. Oh, we're switching legs. So over to the left leg. My apologies, the timer situation again. I'm trying to figure out my bearings here with teaching in my new apartment here. So bear with me today on the timing. Pushing those hips back, the movement stops when our hips stop. All right, on the ground for our full sit-ups. 3, 2, 1. So we got 45 seconds of these. So again, you can either use the dumbbells for a little challenge, exhaling, coming up, keeping those dumbbells above our head, exhaling to come up. Try and keep those feet on the ground here. Working on strengthening our core. Just gonna make all of those other movements a lot easier, like squats and RDLs. Great job, everyone. Keep pushing. 3, 2, 1. All right, we got 15 seconds, and then we got our dead bugs with the core assist. So dumbbells are gonna stay up above the shoulders, extending our legs one at a time. 3, 2, 1. So keeping those knees right above the hips, belly button pressed into the ground the whole time, which is going to involve tucking our pelvis a little bit. We want to activate that core, pulling the knee back in with our core and not our hip flexors. Awesome job, everyone. Keep pushing. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. All right. Great job. We're doing amazing so far. We got one more round to go, and then we'll cool down. We can get on with the rest of our day. Overhead presses. 3, 2, 1. Dumbbells at the shoulders, pressing overhead, coming back down. Again, it's not about speed here. It's all controlling the dumbbells on the way up and on the way down. Nice. Getting those elbows a little bit further or a little bit closer in front of our shoulders. We're going to switch to alternating here in 3, 2, 1. So staying up, coming down, pushing the weight up. Our arm that is not pressing is working by stabilizing our hands, keeping the arm overhead. Going to help us a lot with shoulder stability here. Great job. Going to reverse lunges in 3, 2, 1. So stepping back. All that weight is in the front foot. Great job. Letting that knee track past the second toe. Almost there. Keep pushing. You got curtsy lunges in 3, 2, 1. So we're stepping back in diagonal. Hips, oh, I'm hiding. Hips staying focused, staying square, but aligning the camera with the headlights that are on your hips. Knee past the second toe. Focusing on the glutes. We got one arm rows coming up here. 3, 2, 1. So one arm is planted on the couch, other one or your chair, whatever you're using. Starting with my right arm, my left leg is out in front, squeezing through the armpits. Again, staying nice and controlled here. Squeezing through the armpit. 3, 2, 1. Switch arms. So now my left arm is being used for the dumbbell, so my right leg is in front, keeping our shoulder blades pulled down and back. Pulling that dumbbell towards our butt. Awesome job. We got kickstand RDLs coming up next. 3, 2, 1. So all the weight is in one leg, other foot off to the side. Stopping the movement. When our hips stop, we're keeping our back flat core tight. So when we're at the bottom, we should be like a tabletop, coming all the way back up. So that includes our upper back, our shoulder blades, as well as the low back. Using our glutes, using our hamstrings. Switching legs in 3, 2, 1. So using that left leg now. Almost there. Only got a few more movements after this. By a few, I mean 2. We got our full sit-ups and our dead bugs. And then we're done with the circuit. We can move into our cool down. 3, 2, 1. On the ground, full sit-ups. Final 2 movements here. Dumbbells above the head. Exhaling, coming up, right back down. Great job, everyone. Keep pushing. Using our core to sit on up. I know y'all love training core. I don't, so this is not fun for me, but we're doing the thing. 3, 2, 1. All right. We got dead bugs, and then we're going to cool down and be done for now. Hopefully I'll see you all later at Exercise with Exo, so it'll be a good time. 3, 2, 1. Dead bugs. Having those dumbbells over our arms, sending one foot at a time, coming back in, using the core, flexing as we come back, keeping our belly button pressed into the ground. It's going to help us engage that core a little more. We should feel that as we extend and come back. We should be feeling both of those movements in the core. 3, 2, 1, and we are done with today's circuit. Awesome job, y'all. We killed it. Way to go. Get a sip of water if you need it, and we're going to make our way onto the ground on our hands and knees for our cool down. So when you're ready, what we're going to do is I'm going to take my right, we're going to be on the hands and knees. My left arm is going to come through between my right arm, my right leg. Hand goes pressing into the ground, pulling away with the upper back, breathing into our chest, slowing the breath down here. Really feeling that stretch in the back of our shoulder blade. We did a lot of back movements today, so this will help with that. And let's go and do one more big breath here. And after that exhale, we can go ahead and bring both our hands back up under our shoulders. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So right hand is going to come through between the left arm and the left leg, pressing the back of the hand into the ground, pulling away with the upper back. Nice big deep breaths into our back, exhaling, sighing away the tension we feel today in that upper back. And let's do one more big deep breath. And on the exhale, we can return to our hands and our knees. And from here, we're going to make our way up into a half kneeling position here. So my right knee is on the ground, left foot on the ground. We're going to go ahead and tuck our pelvis. We're going to squeeze the glute with the knee that's on the ground. We're going to push those hips forward, raising that arm overhead. So we're keeping everything nice and tight here, feeling that stretch on the inside part of our hip. We're going to do a deep breath here, and on the exhale, pushing back into that hamstring stretch. We're going to get a double whammy here. We did lots of leg stuff today, so we're doing both. We're going to do one more on the next exhale, switching back into the hip flexor stretch. So tuck the pelvis, squeeze the glutes, push those hips forward, reach that arm overhead. Big deep belly breaths, feeling that opening up our hip. And we're going to exhale into the hamstring stretch. And on the next exhale, we can switch sides. So left knee on the ground, right foot on the ground. We're doing the same thing. So we're going to tuck the pelvis, squeeze the glute, push those hips forward, reach that arm overhead. Big deep belly breaths here. On the next exhale, rocking back, toes to the ceiling, pushing those hips back into that hamstring stretch. And next exhale, going back to hip flexor. So squeeze that glute, push those hips forward, reach that hand overhead. And rocking back, last one, hamstring. And we can go ahead and release out of it. And that's going to be all the time I have for this class this morning. So thank you all so much for joining me. Hope you had a good time. We got a lot of work in. Don't forget, we do have a couple live classes coming up today. So we got 2 stretch breaks, one at 11 and one at 2:30. Both are with Luis. And then we have excess at 12 with me. So I hope to see you all there. We do have dance class at 12:30 with John, which is always a good time. And then abs core mobility tonight at 4:30 with Brittany. So definitely hope to see you all there. And don't forget, we do have the signups going for our summer shred step challenge. So don't miss out on getting those extra steps as the weather starts to warm up and it's nice to get outside. So you can sign up on our SharePoint site. But thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you all at
Thanks, Jazzy.